Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's here. It's finally March 1st. The AFL has officially returned, and it's returned to suck the marrow out of your bones for another 6 months, for another 6 ungodly months. And they've given us a treat, an absolute treat, and an absolute present that we'll all cherish forever, and it is called opening round. Some of you will be asking, what is opening round? Well, opening round is something that I cherish deeply. It's a way of a corporate business that is the AFL that in, instills a hallucinogen to everyone that watches because it is an absolute farce. It's a way to charge you a ticket to a season that hasn't actually started technically because it's round zero. Now, people who aren't familiar with AFL, so this isn't even so the AFL has rounds, right? Round one, two, three, four, five, whatever, right? This isn't round one. This is technically round zero, but it still counts. Just think about that for a sec.
This doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make sense? No. But it's a genius level grift. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it when it comes around. I love it when they first announced it because I thought to myself, fuck, this doesn't make any sense at all. But I'm hype. I'm ready. I'm ready to start the season. It sucked me again. I've been watching the preseason games and I'm like, fuck, I'm ready to get my heart broken again. I'm ready to put myself out there. And what a way to start. Sydney, Carlton. Thursday night, SCG, the crown jewel of the AFL's expansion fantasy. They're the only team, well, not the, or let me quick think. Brisbane kind of counts, but I guess Sydney's the biggest one. I think that Sydney's the one that they all look to and say, we made, look at Sydney. Look at what we did with Sydney. We can do it again with any other team. And just to add a little bit more, I want to say a bit of a spice, we've got Charlie Curnow back against his old team, Carlton, first game. It's almost like they knew this was going to happen. It's almost like the scriptwriter said, yep, we're going to do this. But I think Charlie Curnow looks great in a Sydney jersey. I think he looks better in a Sydney jersey. I think he actually suits Sydney better than any other Sydney player. Like, it looks like he's been doing it for years at Sydney. And I love it. It's the ultimate portrayal. It's like watching your ex show up to Christmas or Easter or whatever with a guy who owns a yacht, speaks 3 different languages, crypto bro, knows all your favorite actors and people that you like and just shits all over you. Man, Carlton fans, they're at Lygon Street having a coffee, weeping into, their Palmers that are cold, stale, but cost $40. While Charlie, he's up in Bondi, he's loving life, he's surfing, he's eating activated almonds, he's drinking $20 frappuccinos and $40 matcha lattes. He's loving life. And the AFL, one thing I've noticed is they really just want to, I'm sorry, there's a fucking crow that won't shut the fuck up. Fucking hell. Anyway, sorry. Still going. There is, where was it? What was my train of thought? Sorry. The AFL. The AFL wants they're a copycat league. They're a copycat sport. They want to do everything that every other sport does bad, but they want to do it. Like, they think it's good, but everyone thinks it's bad. Like the NBA. In my opinion, the NBA has been ruined because every fucking cunt has just changed teams. And everyone wants out. Same thing with the NFL. The NFL, like, now everyone kind of wants out of their team, but it's a bit harder to actually get traded. Normally, the team just says, look, here's some extra money, feel happy. It's normally a ploy to get extra money. And the AFL says, well, we don't want loyalty anymore. We want trades. We want mega trades. And let's get real. I want trades. I love mega trades. They are the highlights of the off-season. They want narratives. They want stories. They want things that they can sink their teeth into to sell. They want things to sell. It's a narrative-driven league, right? And they want to just profit off people's heartbreak of their favorite players or children. They want to profit off. Let me start again. They want to profit off children's tears when their favorite player leaves. That's how they want to, make money. That's the best way to make money, off children's tears and off children's pins that they need to throw out because it's got Charlie Curnow's face and he's a Carlton supporter. Now he's got to replace it. Poor kid. But it's just they want you to feel the pain. They want you to feel the pain of you losing your favorite player that you like to watch, or a player that had so much upside and had a couple of good years and then, said, fuck it, I can't be bothered playing anymore. Let's just kind of throw in the towel and then light it up again when he's actually somewhere he wants to be. There's so many players that have done that. And Charlie Curnow will be one of them. I think Charlie Curnow is going to definitely have a great year. But I don't think this is a big loss for Carlton because the way that Charlie was playing last year, no one gives a shit, right? Like, I don't think he gave any kind of value to Carlton last year, to be honest. But besides Charlie Curnow, obviously there's other players that play for Sydney and Carlton. Now, Carlton obviously lost Wiedering in the State of Origin, which was, I don't know. Was that a ploy from the AFL now? Think about it. Maybe it's conspiracy. Maybe the AFL said, we want Charlie Curnow to have a bit of a better start. We want him to kick a couple. So let's put the hit out on Wiedering and let's give Charlie Curnow a bit of a boost to enter the year. But Wiedering's out. Wiedering's was out, but apparently he's coming back. I don't know how, because apparently he's got fractured ribs, which I don't think that's an easy thing to come back from. But I think he should be fine to come back, which is, if he's not there, then Carlton's going to get absolutely torched. That's the only saving grace. But I tell you what, Jagger Smith looks good. I did like the plays they picked up from Sydney. I think, Hayward is a great... I always like watching Hayward play. I think they got good role players at Carlton. That's what they need. I think they need a bit more depth and they need a bit more, because they're a pretty good team. Like, I think Carlton are a really good team. They just don't put it together properly. And the depth will probably help that. That's boring. That's just boring analysis speak. That probably isn't true, but that's my opinion. Goulden, and by the way, guys, my opinion is always correct. You'll see very soon. Goulden, TBC. Goulden is a fucking gun, absolute jet player. Sydney without Goulden's going to be tough for Sydney. He should apparently be back, but we'll see. Goulden's a game changer. He's one of my favourite players in the AFL to watch. But I reckon I'm going to go here. I'm going to go Sydney by 12. I think it's a close game. And then Sydney just pull away, obviously, by 12. But I think side bet here, Curnow kicks 3, Sydney by 12. Okay? I'll chuck the sports bet odds up for that, boys. Don't worry, just for you. Next, we got Gold Coast versus Geelong. The Gold Coast People's First horror match. Friday night, we're at People's First Stadium. Can I say kill myself? I'm going to say kill myself. But I love that name. I love People's First Stadium because it's not People's First. Who's the people? What is this? Which people is this benefiting? The people of Gold Coast who don't give a shit about AFL? No. It's low-key threatening, though. It sounds like... It just sounds like... Picture this, like... what kind of movie? Like a dystopian kind of movie where, like, they've got, like a re-education camp. Like that episode of, oh my God, Simpsons with bloody, what's his name? Flanders, when he's, like, the ruler of the world and shit like that. It's like a re-education camp, you know? Like, it's people's first stadium. Like, this is where you come to, you know, become part of the hive mind. I like it. I like the sound of it. I like it because no one cares. It's not for the people. But anyway, Suns are playing Geelong. The Geelong. I don't really know what to say about Geelong. I don't know what to feel with Geelong, to be honest with you. I think every year I say this has gotta be it. Like, they've gotta fucking fall off the cliff sometime. Like, that, it has to happen. Like, all good teams need to go. It just happens. But Geelong they just seem to find a way. They find as I've said before, that probably you didn't watch, which is okay, guys. But, you know, they find a Tom Stewart. They find a Shannon Neal. They find a fucking... What's the other guy's name that I like? Brad Close. Like, they find these players out of nowhere. It's just like, yeah, of course he's going to be good. Geelong drafted him. And then you get Bailey Smith, bit of, innovation in the midfield, if you will. But Gold Coast are a good team, but they're only good at people's first stadium. And that's got to change if they actually want to have a crack this year. Being that it is in Gold Coast and the people's first, the best stadium on earth, where you always feel happy. Thank you. I think obviously Gold Coast can win. Now, Gold Coast are without Jed Walter for a tackle in a preseason game that doesn't even count, which doesn't make any sense. But anyway, the simulation of the match sim matches, which is great. Obviously Gold Coast now, they've got Christian Petrarca, which is I think that's a very good get for Gold Coast. Getting him to cook all the meals for the boys, a bit of tacos, a bit of burrito, a bit of pasta forno, a bit of lasagna, bit of this and bit of that, I'm sure the boys are happy. The boys are well fed. I've heard now, this is a bit of a side story. I've heard from a friend of mine that knew a player from the team that Petrarca used to play for, that when Petrarca would invite people over, the food did not come free. Sometimes he was a little bit stingy. Now, that's just, I don't know if that's rumor and innuendo, but that is what I've just heard. But anyway, Shannon Neal. Now, I don't know if he's actually playing or not, but that's going to be a big out for, I think, I like the way Shannon Neal plays footy. I think he's a good player. But in saying that, Geelong are, now I'm recording this on Monday, the 1st of March, so this might be a bit unprofessional of me because the teams haven't actually come out yet. But from my looks, I've seen Jezza, Stengel, Myers all out currently. Now, I think they'll play. I'll be really surprised if they didn't. I feel like, you got to play. You got to get up round zero. You got to get up round zero. A lot of injuries have happened this preseason, don't get me wrong, but, the big outs for Geelong, because those are some gun players, important players for Geelong. So, yeah, if they're not playing, it's going to be tough. But Rao's back for Gold Coast. I think he's hit his finger, which is ridiculous. If you've done your finger, bro, don't say you've done your finger. Say you've done your hand. Don't say your finger. Come on. Get real. But yeah, I think Gold Coast win. I think Gold Coast win by 20. I think Gold Coast are just going to continue their form from people's first from last year and probably destroy not destroy, but beat Geelong handedly. I think Geelong are going to have a tough start to the year. I reckon last year's loss is still a big factor and it's still playing in their minds. It has to be because they got embarrassed, absolutely embarrassed by Brisbane, which we'll talk about soon. But first, the GWS Hollywood Mirage, GWS versus Hawthorn. Now it's Saturday afternoon, and we're in Western Sydney. The Giants versus the Hollywood Hawks. Who would have called this? Well, I don't know. No one. Because if you did, then I've got questions to ask you. But why is Hawthorn Hollywood? Because they have a coach who I'd say looks like he's about to pitch you a crypto and a few kids with bleached hair. Or is it because they've got some characters? You know, they've got their little Ginnivans. They've got their Newcombs. They've got their Sicilies. Or is it just the way they go about footy where they're just good and just well coached and move the ball forward and move the ball well? Well, no one really knows what they call the Hollywood Hawks. I guess because they're box office. But to me, I don't know. But to me, this game, it's a gang war. It's a gang war because instead of, switchblades, we're going to use GPS trackers and $500 footy boots that look like absolute shit. The AFL, I think, is trying to convince us that the Western Sydney is the new frontier. It's the new way forward. It's just the paradise, the new paradise. It's just a concrete slab with a stadium. It's a concrete slab with a stadium, folks. That's all it is. But we'll be there. We'll watch Sam Mitchell try to outsmart the fucking genetic jackhammer that is Adam Kingsley. Like his game of 4D chess. While the rest of us just try to figure out we'll be sitting there just watching these two just very, I think, like-minded style teams, and I think they always have good matches. I'm pretty sure they always have really good matches against each other. So I think Hawthorn win. I think Hawthorn win by 10 in a close game where GWS has the advantage for 3 quarters and then lose it completely, and Hawthorn come back in the 4th and just dominate. It'll be a low-scoring game. I think it'll be like gonna go 84-74, something like that. Like something real low-scoring shit. Fucking grueling game that everyone hates. That's just very uncharacteristic, I feel like, for these teams. We're going to be sitting there like, wow, what even is life? This game sucks. It's a Saturday afternoon and I'm watching a game in Western Sydney. Overcast. Shit. GWS are without some big fucking players though. Like Callahan's back, which is great. Tom Green's out. Darcy Jones, Josh Kelly out. That's hard. But this is the caveat. Because Will Day is the genuine motor for Hawthorn. If Will Day plays, Hawthorn will win. Will Day is not playing till around 14 or something like that. So that's a pretty big loss. Don't think he's been that big of a loss lately though, because he hasn't played in like eons. I don't remember the last time Will Day played. Well, I do, but he's so good, but fuck, he gets injured all the time. Like, yeah, he's very important to Hawthorn. Yeah, I think they win though. I think Hawthorn win 10 points. I like the way they play footy. It pains me to say because I actually cannot stand Hawthorn, but they're a good team. I can't fucking say they're not. Otherwise, I'd be a retard. Anyway, now the coronation, the King's coronation. Kings because they're the kings of the jungle. You see a bit of word play. I can't even speak. Lions versus Doggies. Now here we go. Saturday night. The Gabba. Brisbane. Beautiful weather. Lions unveiled back-to-back premiership machine, the literal back-to-back machine. They're unfurling the flag. By the way, do you know how much the piece of nylon that is the flag cost the taxpayer? It is ridiculous. And who do they bring to appease the king? Who do they bring to sacrifice to the king? Well, it's the Western Bulldogs, a team that exists solely to provide high octane anxiety for people in Footscray and the western suburbs of Melbourne, which, you know, we all know the western suburbs of Melbourne. It's a bit fucking crazy. They don't need any more anxiety than what they've already got, because in an instant, everything can change in the western suburbs. We all know that. Western suburbs people, please. We all know that. Now, Bevo's one of the... He's one of my most loved. I love him so much. Pause. But I, as a coach, he makes me laugh, because I feel like if I was a coach, I'd probably be like Bevo. I'd chat shit to the reporters. I'd tell them to go fuck themselves. And I'd be rocking a handlebar mustache, and I'd be cutting my own hair, and I'd be pretty animated. And I'd give my medal away to Bob Murphy. I'd be exactly like Bevo. And I can't believe he stood the test of time. The amount of times that I have personally called for his head, because it's just he's wasting away the potential. He's wasting away the career of the Bont, Libba, Darcy. Like, you got guns, absolute guns all over the park, and you can't get it done. You can't even make the finals. I'm not even going to talk about Brisbane. I'm going to talk about the Doggies, because the Doggies just... They're so good. They're so good. They can be so good. But fucking Bevo, he does the stupidest shit. And I love him for it, because I do the same probably. Yeah, I'd start Bont on the bench. I'd start Libba on the forward pocket. I'd put Riley Garcia in the middle and Bont full forward. Why the fuck not? I'm the coach. I'll do what I want. You gotta love it. Chaw's back. Well, she's not back. I think he'll be back, but fuck. Speaking about injury prone, the most injury prone player to ever exist has got to be Adam Treloar. Brisbane are going to be good. They'll win. They'll probably win by about, 16 points. I don't think anyone's going to get blown out first round. Round 0, sorry. I keep saying first round because that would make sense. But round 0, no one's going to get blown out. Brisbane are good. You know, Oscar Allen, is he going to play? Maybe. Sam Draper, injured till round 4 or 5. Welcome to the Sam Draper experience. McLuggage being out is gigantic. He was so good last year for them. Be shame for him to not play, because the best name in the AFL isn't playing. AFL would be a tragic story. I want to know the family name history of McLuggage. I want to know where that came from, where that originated, who thought, how did that happen? How did you become a McLuggage? Were you luggage manufacturers? You'd hope so. It would make sense. Hipwood out. Doesn't matter. I don't rate Hipwood. I think he's such a... I don't know. He looks like Skeletor. I just don't like Hipwood. I know that's a mean thing to say, but Skeletor looking guy, I don't care. Sorry. Hipwood, don't care. Okay. Now, here we go. The finale of the greatest round in the AFL. Collingwood, St Kilda, the Death Cult finale. Sunday night, MCG now. Picture it. Sydney versus Collingwood. The Death Cult versus the Delusion. That's what they're going to put at the front. You know, the big screen. Collingwood fans rushing in. Currently descending on the MCG. I've seen it. I drove past today. I saw them slowly making their way. Like like locusts, almost like zombies, really, but locusts also, slowly just descending to the hallowed grounds that is the MCG. They're handing over their life insurance and policies. Sorry, start again. They're handing over their life insurance policies at the gate, just for a standing room ticket. They don't care. They want to see it. They want to be there for the year that's going to be... What's going to be the year of Collingwood? I think this year for Collingwood is going to shock a lot of people because I actually think they'll still be good, unfortunately. I don't know if people think... Honestly, guys, I don't really care about anyone else's opinions, to be honest. I don't know where people rank Collingwood. In my opinion, they don't look like they'll be good again, but I think they will. And St Kilda, they're the new team, you know. They're the flashy team with Silvani, De Koning, Flanders. They just beat Essendon, right? They smacked Essendon in a match sim, and their fans think, and the 20, I was going to say 2, but 20, you know, maybe 50 St Kilda fans said, flags on, we're going back. You beat Essendon in a match sim, guys. The flag's definitely on. Of course the flag's on. You beat Essendon. They're on. Which is insane. The most dangerous kind of hope is the hope of a team that has never or has won one flag. You don't even know any... I mean, I don't know any St Kilda supporters. So I can't... I don't know about you guys, but I know fucking none. The most dangerous kind of hope is the hope of a team that has no fans. Because they come out of the woodwork. They just pop out. And they don't know anything. They got no idea what the real world's like. They've been living in the depths of the earth for years. And they just pop out and think that, well, we won a game that doesn't count, and we've got all these new players, and we paid them all this much money. Like, we've got to be good, but it doesn't work like that, guys. We all know. The educated few of us who listen to this show, of course, we know that it doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. Sports especially does not work like that. Watching a Saints fan in March, it's like watching someone buy a lottery ticket with rent money. You want to look away. You really do, and you feel so bad. You're like, do not do that. Don't do it, but you can't. You want to say that, but you can't say it because you want to see the heartbreak. You want to pinpoint it. You want to pinpoint that heartbreak when he figures out, he or she figures out, I have made a huge mistake. What have I done? It's the only thing that's real. The only thing that's real in this world is heartbreak and anguish and pain. It's the only thing. So there it is. Quick preview of the greatest round, the 4 days of manufactured magic. We're going to watch men ruin their knees, ruin their heads, excessive brain trauma, so that a broadcast executive can buy a third holiday in Portsea. Sorry, let's say it again. So there it is. The greatest round. The best round ever created. 4 days of manufactured magic. We're going to watch men ruin their knees, excessive brain trauma, excessive head injuries, excessive injuries and fatigue. Just so our broadcast executives can buy his third holiday house in Portsea, or Sorrento, if you will. It's life in the big city. It's life in the big city that is the AFL. It's life that we all enjoy. Enjoying the opening round because it's the start. It's the opening of the round before the real season starts. It's all in the wording. Look closer, and look closely at these things that the AFL throw out at you. It's a hall of mirrors. You look left, who do you see? Yourself. You look right, who do you see? Yourself. You look ahead, who do you see? Andrew Dillon. What is he saying to you? Come, it begins. I'll see you in hell. Get me a steak. Let's do it.